Alhamdulillah nahmaduhu wa nasta'inuhu wa nastaghfiruhu wa nu'minu bihi wa natawakkalu alayh. Wa na'udzu billahi min shururi anfusina wa min sayyiati a'malina. May yahdihillahu fala mudilla lahu wa may yudlilhu fala hadiya lahu. Asyhadu an la ilaha illallah wa asyhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam tabaraka wa sallama tasliman kasiran kasira amma ba'd. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wa man ahsanu qawlan mimman da'a ila Allah wa amila salihan wa qala innani minal muslimin. My dear brothers and respected elders and sisters, we are one family of mankind. As to whether our skin color are black or white or yellow or pitch black, no? None is superior than the other except in taqwa. These are the very words which the Prophet ﷺ have mentioned in his last khutbah, when he said, no Arabs are superior than non-Arabs. Neither Arabs are superior to non-Arab. No, the non-Arabs are superior to the Arabs. Those who are superior in the eyes of Allah is those who have taqwa, who have the fear of Allah, who have become the true believers of good deeds, who have become Muslim. We have become people of taqwa. These are the people. So, if we happen to be a person whom Allah has given abundance of material wealth, or lesser amount of material wealth, that doesn't entitle us to become superior. Of course, everyone, have accepted the fact that those who have been bestowed with the abundance of material wealth are honored, and having higher status than those whom Allah has bestowed them a lesser material wealth. But that is not true. Neither the one who has bestowed with abundance of material wealth are superior than the person who have been bestowed with the lesser abundance of material wealth. No, the person who has been bestowed with the lesser amount of material wealth is superior than those who have been bestowed with the abundance of material wealth. Not only in terms of skin color, in terms of possessing the wealth of this material world, doesn't make you to either become superior or inferior. So a person is only superior than the others only if that person are having taqwa, who are able to become the person who fear Allah, who are able to become the person who are the true believers of good deeds. So other than that, not superior, inferior. So the whites in America, the whites in South Africa, the whites in United Kingdoms, the whites in Europe, think they are superior than the black. It has been there for ages in America. So something which has become the root of their culture. The root of their culture is they look down upon the blacks. So if the policeman is a white man, no, they happen to be able to catch the black committing some crimes, then they will bash the black almost to death. But if they happen to catch a white, then they look upon the white with some respect, so they don't bash them. They will catch them, but they will not bash them and at time to death. So there are many incidents happen where the blacks are committing some sort of crimes and they are being caught by the police and they fight with the police and the police fight with them and bash them and at times shot them to death. So these are things which are happening in the United States of America, and it become world news. It happened to other countries, it will not become world news because nobody worry about other country. If it happens in Indonesia, it will not be world news, I think. But if it happen in America, it become world news because America is a world figure. Like a country which are very much having influences over all other countries of the world. If we stock exchange in the Wall Street is America or in England? In America. Drop, it will affect the whole world. If the economy of America has become down, it affects the whole world. So everybody is worried about what happened in America. So such news of blacks being beaten to death by the police, has become the world news. So we have to talk about it as to why it happened. It happened because of the hidden belief, the hidden belief in every whites in America, almost. Not to say, the one who don't have this hidden belief is an exception. There is always exception in everything. But almost all the whites in America are having the hidden belief, the belief which are not known or exposed, that the whites are superior than the black. Like Rashidi, he's a black man. If he live in America, he will not be respected by the whites. Similarly, Samad is a black man. So, and similarly, Sufyan, when he went to America, he will be regarded as colored and not to be at the same position as the whites. Sometimes they pretend, to honor the black, but deep inside their heart, they honor the whites. Why whites are superior? It has been also the hidden belief in almost the whole mankind. For example, a sugar, we love white sugar. Even though white sugar are not good, it's not better than a brown sugar. Brown sugar is better in terms of its contents of minerals than the white sugar. But people love white sugar and they will buy white sugar rather than buying brown sugar. They will drink with white sugar rather of using brown sugar. Similarly, they use white toilet paper. They will not use black toilet paper. So Mugabe, as that, isn't it? Mugabe, the Prime Minister of Zimbabwe, he told that I'm fine as long as I'm using the white paper to wipe my butt. So that is where whites are dishonored. So I like to use black paper. People don't use black paper. old people use white paper to wipe out their butts, their buttocks, after defecation, after performing their toiletry needs. They will wipe their butts or buttock with the white paper, not with black. But they will drink white sugar. Although sugar is actually brown, they bleach the sugar to become white. Otherwise, people don't buy white powder also. White, what do you call it? White flour. So things are, to a certain extent, it is hidden belief in the entire mankind that whites are better. Generally, even not only in America, also in Malaysia, to a certain extent, they look at those with black color as to become not beautiful, like Samad. How hard he is doing facial makeup will not make him to be so respected among people. Similarly, Rashidi, black. I'm not that black, but I'm a bit yellow. So I'm more respected than someone who are black, of Indian origins. So Samad don't try, to discolor your skin, like Michael Johnson. Michael Johnson? Michael Jackson. Rashidi knows all these names very well, but not the name of the Sahaba, not the names of the companions of Prophet, or not the names of Prophet. He doesn't know. Michael Jackson, yes, his idol, his idol. So, my dear brothers and respected elders, these are the beliefs that colored the actions of men. This is only mere belief, which has no proven evidence of its truth. The white are superior than the black. There is no evidence to prove that whites are superior. There is no evidence. But it is only conjecture of false belief, which have existed among men, not during our time, since immemorial. Even the time of Rasulullah, the Arabs look down at the blacks from Africa, not only Bilal, one of the companions of Rasulullah is black. A few maybe more, I don't know, but most popular is Bilal. So these are the hidden wrong belief. Unless and until this belief taken out from the hearts of the entire mankind, mankind will find it difficult to honor any person or to disgrace any person on the basis of taqwa. Until and unless everyone will become the true believers with good deeds, only then this belief will be annihilated from him. Otherwise, it remains forever. That's why as long as we do not become the true believers with good deeds, we will continue to inherit the false belief. And this false belief gives us the wrong action all over the world. It is possible, it's not impossible, it is possible to eradicate this wrong belief from the hearts of each and every person of the entire mankind, if only each and every one of the entire mankind are willing to follow the orders of Allah, which Allah has mentioned in the Quran. So we keep on, some people, not all, are wondering as to how will we be able to eradicate this wrong belief. This wrong belief has caused a lot of injustices among men. Have caused a lot of injustices in America. America has abolished slavery in the time of Abraham Lincoln, but it's only by names. It's not really, the blacks remains to look upon by the whites as their slave. They owns the black. They used to, and they continue to think that the blacks are owned by us. Their soul, their mind. That's why when any blacks are committing any crimes, the police will bash them. And at times, many have succumbed to the torture, and then the blacks all make demonstration to demand for justice, but it doesn't work. It keep on going on. It keep on going until 100 years after this, it will go on, until the belief are eradicated. And it only can be eradicated when we become the true believers of the good deeds. In order for us to become the true believers in the good deeds, the whole entire person in the whole entire world, we have to recite the kalima. There is no God except Allah, and Muhammad is the messenger of Allah. Now, after reciting the kalima, we have to do the work of fulfilling the responsibility which are associated with reciting the kalima. And that work is the work of inviting people to Allah, or the work of inviting people to good, forbidding people from evil. Nowadays, even the Muslim who read the Quran, but they don't understand that the first and the prime order of Allah, which Allah have given to those who have recited the kalima, is not prayer, is to do the work of inviting people to Allah, to do the work of inviting people to good, forbidding people from evil. But almost none of the Muslim, not now, since the time of after Nabi Sallam has passed away, are doing it. So as a result of not doing that order, very important order of Allah, very supreme important, the most pertinent. So that belief, the right belief, doesn't go into even the so-called the believers to this day. So even those who have claimed themselves to be a believer or Muslim, they also have appetite, and they also have they also practice appetite. They also practice appetite, like in South Africa. Not to that degree, but to some degree. In all over the world, people are practicing appetite. Appetite? That means segregations of people in terms of colors. In South Africa, before Nelson Mandela came to power, it is all with the grace of Allah. There will be gardens for the white, there will be gardens for the black, there will be shop for the white, there will be shop for the black, there will be toilet for the white, there will be toilet for the black, because they say we live better in this way. Because nowadays they share the whites feel so uncomfortable living with the blacks who doesn't know even etiquettes, cleanliness. So they can't live with this type of people who doesn't know etiquette, who doesn't know cleanliness, who live like animals, even worse. So that's why they made it appetite, because they say we can't. The black will steal our money, will steal our wealth. So once they let the black to mix, it causes trouble. So most whites leave South Africa. Even they live, they maintain the communal nature of their society. But of lesser degree, but to a certain extent there is also segregation. Until today, The black in our South Africa cannot compete with the white, cannot. They may do business, but they don't know how to do it. They may run a factory, but they can't. They end up become laborers also. They can't become entrepreneurs. They cannot become, because basically the mindset, the level of intellectual are low among the blacks. They have to do, a super, very drastic movement to change their belief and mindset among the blacks. Like what Malaysia had done. The Malays have a very bad, very, very poor belief and mindset. Even though they are Muslim, but their mindset and belief of lesser is not good. So the government sent in great numbers of the Malays, particularly the poor but intelligent one, to study in Western countries, like myself, being sent to Australia. Many are sent to America. Many sent to England. So these people change their belief and mindset to a certain extent. So they come back, they become engineer, doctor, optometrist, professor, so on. So now we can find the Malays who are only farmers before, who used to take coconut using monkey, who used to become only fishermen, now become doctors, engineers. You can find most doctors in hospitals are not Chinese and Indian, Malays. Most lecturers in all universities in Malaysia are not Chinese, Malays. Chinese, Indian, Malays. All the scientists, professors, mainly Malays. Even in Chinese, in the university which are owned by Chinese, they have a lot of lecturers from among the Malays. So Malays conquered the education level, they conquered field like doctor, man, engineer, which used not like that. When we emerge as an independent nation, most engineers are Chinese, most doctors are Indians, but not now. So the Malays have changed their mindset and belief and become, to a certain extent, respected by the Chinese and the Indian. The Chinese and the Indian don't respect the Malays. In the olden days, they used to say Malays are lazy. But now the words has come out from their mouth as often as before. They don't dare to say Malays are lazy, because the prime ministers are Malay, all the ministers are Malay, all the doctors almost all Malay. So how can they say Malays are lazy? So they keep quiet now. So this is how we change Malaysia with the permission of Allah. And all other countries in the world, particularly those countries who has been colonized by the whites, should embark on a large scale of changing the mindset by sending their students to study in countries like Malaysia, Europe, America. But they need money to do that too. So one of the very successful work which has been done by the government led by Barisan Nasional is this. During the time of Mahathir, there were a lot of Malay students being sent to study abroad, those among the Malays who are intelligent, particularly to United Kingdom, America and Australia. So they've come back now, nurturing the system to follow this country. And now what happened? We used to send students to study in Indonesia, but now the Indonesians are coming to Malaysia because they have realized that the education system is far superior than their system. We have a system of education, which are superior. And we have very good universities, we have good lecturers. So many people now from Indonesia, from African countries, from India, Pakistan, come to Malaysia. Now Malaysia has become so far, people are not coming only to study here, to treat themselves also here. They come to the hospital here in Malaysia from Indonesia. Because first it's cheap, secondly it's good. And they also come here to work in our factories. to a certain extent, Malaysia has become very much changed from what it used to be before independence. Malaysia is able to change the mentality. But one thing Malaysia has not changed is the belief, the true belief. Now they're able to change the Malay people to believe that with wealth they become successful. That's why they become worldly people now. They're not become holy people, worldly. So in order to make them worldly and holy, they should not only learn how to acquire wealth, to learn how to make business, they must learn also how to acquire iman. So now the second phase, after making the Malaysian to have the wrong belief that with wealth we will get success, now with research we'll get knowledge. Now we have to change the Malays, the Muslims in Malaysia to the correct belief by teaching them to do the work of dawah, by teaching them on how to do the work of inviting people to good and for preventing people from evils. And that's what I'm doing now. You know, Mahathir is already reached to his old age, and sooner he will die. He has left the legacy of the Malays having, achieved high level of academic excellence. Now, inshallah, with me, the Malays will achieve a high excellence of iman and taqwa. So the Malays will become a very good people after this. They are good in the worldly things, they are also good in religious things, as I am. I'm an optometrist. I'm not, as well as I can teach, and also I understand Islam. They should become like me. All the Malays should become like me, good in the worldly things, as well as good in the akhirat things, or as long as good in religious things. There is no problem. We should not become only good in worldly things. It's useless. We must good in the worldly thing as well as we must good in the Islam. And then only we can use our worldly things in the correct path. Then only we can use our modernizations in the path of helping people, in giving charity, in giving our service for the sake of Allah. So, when we do that, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will shower mercy even more towards Malaysia. It become a country of peace and tranquility, a country like paradise, a country with a lot of abundance of mineral resources, abundance of food, abundance of good roads, and as well as good people with iman, people with amal. When you come to Malaysia, you feel like as if you are in paradise. You see the roads are clean, the gardens are beautiful, the fishes and meats are all food are abundance and good and delicious. In Malaysia is going to be going towards this now. There are many people who like to live in Malaysia because it's such a very good country as compared to others. Like in Japan and all America, you may have a good material thing, but you don't have really the good people. So if Malaysia people become true believers of the good deeds, by virtue of doing the work of dawah, by virtue of doing the work of inviting people to Allah, which inshallah, I will teach them, then Malaysia have people of genuine quality, good people. So it is my ambition, my aims, to make Malaysia to be a country which is center of goodness. And from Malaysia, groups will be sent throughout the world in order to invite people to that lifestyle. So, in Malaysia, for the first effort towards that, the first is a Quran. Quran has been translated into English by our scholars, and I translated it, or I interpreted it into the correct interpretation in English, and is now available as a means for the entire world to learn, and then make the people of Malaysia to practically practice the Quran. Once they do that, then Malaysia emerge as a nation of bliss, a nation of full with virtues, and you will see how to make a country which are blessed by Allah, a country to become an example for the entire world. Not like America now. It cannot become the example. It's only good in material things, but not in producing good people. There's a lot of crimes in America, lots of crimes in Europe. People are behaving indecency. There are many injustices, indecencies in those countries, even though they are rich. But we want a country which are rich, but decent. Country which is blessed with virtues, with good conducts. And that can only be achieved once we change the people belief to the correct belief. There is no God except Allah, and Muhammad is the messenger. In order to be able to change to the correct belief, they have to do the work of inviting people to good, forbidding people from evil, the way which I have taught you, taught the whole mankind. It is not impossible. It is possible that the whole entire mankind will become one family of one family of mankind. We may have many races, many colors, but yet we believe that we are one family, and we should behave as one family of respecting each other with kindness and love. Okay.